Morning guys, how's it going? Just got a couple of minutes. Just if you want to come down into this position here, just to try and stretch out the backs of your legs and Achilles, and really try and just push on the insides of your knees as well. So you're trying to open that up, and then just go from side to side, and just trying to sink as low as you can, trying to get your feet flat onto the ground if you can. So mine are a bit stiff at the moment, so they're not quite on the ground, but I'm just trying to move from side to side, just to get them a little bit closer to the ground. All right, so we're going to come into some hip openers. So similar to what we do in Run Strong, just come down nice and low, and we're just going to do a nice big wide twist back, opening up. We've got another 20 seconds here. So today we're mainly going to use the roller. That's actually all we're going to use. We have a couple of other sessions where we use the bands and balls and so forth, but today we're just going to use the roller. I don't know how many people have got a massage recently, so you might be a bit stiff. Right, I just want you to come up into a standing ragdoll. Okay, so just want you to hold onto your elbows, okay? And just roll your head forward and down, and sway slightly from side to side. Going to hold this for 30 seconds. Try and lengthen through the spine. Should gradually feel your head being able to get closer to the ground, and a nice stretch through the hamstrings as well, but also through the upper neck. And back, and let's keep going. Feel that through the top of my neck. Good job. All right, so we're about to come into the roller, and we're going to lay on top of the roller, and we're going to stretch our thoracic spine to start. All right, so coming into putting the roller in the center of my back, and then come straight up onto it. Okay, and we're just going to roll firstly from side to side. So the roller needs to be up towards your upper back. Just quickly from side to side, and then we're going to turn it around. We're going to open it up. Okay. So roll all the way down at the bottom. Slowly roll up towards your neck. Trying to keep your bum off the ground so that you've got more pressure going through your back. And all the way up. Good job. All right, we're going to do the lats on the left-hand side and then the triceps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is lay on the roller underneath, just close to your armpit, but the start of your lat, and we're just going to try and lift your hips off the ground a little bit, and we're just going to roll gently. If you find a sore spot there, just hold it, try and let it release for a few seconds, and then go again. So we're not rolling up and down now. We're rolling until we hit a spot, and then we're letting it release for a few seconds before we move on. So I've definitely tightened here as well. It's surprising for runners, but I think because I run with my arms a little bit wide, especially now that I do more trail running and wear a pack, I'm using my upper body a lot still when I run, and that's really sore there. Okay, but today we can't stop. We need to flow through. And I'm going to leave you after 45 minutes, but think about the spots that were really sore and spend just a few minutes when we're finished going back over that spot. We're going straight into the tricep on that same side. Okay, so we're going to roll up towards your armpit. So putting pressure onto your body. Just roll until you find anywhere that may be sore. And if you do, just stop for a few seconds, hold, let it release. Otherwise, just keep rolling up. And just find new ways of just find ways of trying to open your chest up as well and get it nice, stretched through your arm and upper body. All right, we're going to go on to the other side. So starting on the lat first. And just want to get a bit of weight. I hate this. If this isn't sore for you guys, then you're onto a winner. Swimmers get sore here, but I hate when I get this part massaged. And when you're ready, tricep. So I know I'm moving quick, guys, but everyone's going to be sore in different places, but I just want to give you a touch on everything and hopefully help you a little bit here today so that you can go and work on it later as well. So this is obviously something that you can definitely do in your own time, but it's just finding the time and committing to it and doing it once or twice a week. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go onto the left-hand side of our body, just focusing on the legs. We're going to go to the ITB. All right, so what I'm going to do is put the roller just above the knee, okay? And I'm trying to put most of my body weight there, so I've only got my feet in my hands holding my body up, and then I'm trying to put as much pressure as I can onto the ITB. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll up straight up the middle of the ITB, just slowly, okay? And then when we find a sore spot, you just want to rest on that for a few seconds and let it release. And with the ITB and with the stretching of the roller, is definitely like you can consciously let go. You need to find that spot and your leg kind of, the muscles brace or guard. And then, but if you just concentrate on letting it go, you'll actually feel it release. That's what we're after. 3 or 4 spots on the way up. And just before you get to your hip bone, you should be able to do one more. And then we're going to go back and we're going to roll your body a little bit over, so you're almost in a push-up position, but not quite. And then we'll go through a different plane. So catching a little bit of the quad here, but still close to the ITB. We'll do the quad properly later, but we just want to roll up. back and then rolling over towards, closer towards being completely on the other side. Roll up again. All right. Now we're going to move on to the calf on that same leg. So starting off right down near the Achilles, just going to go straight up the middle. Just be careful. So roll up slowly until you find the first point where it's tight, and then just let it go. And then also just try flexing your foot up and down when you get to onto those points. So then move up a little bit, foot up and down, roll up another 1 or 2 inches. Now when you get to the insertion point into the main belly of the calf muscle, it'll be quite tight normally. It's one of the tightest places on the calves, especially for runners. Set foot up and down, get a little release. And so we're rolling straight up the center, okay? We're going to go and do either side in a moment, but let's just stay in the center. Up and down, roll up a little bit, up and down. Don't know if you can see, but I've got my whole body off the ground. So all my weight is going through that leg if you can. You may not be able to do it. Otherwise, maybe just put one leg on the side to help you, okay? But try and get your bum off the ground. All right, let's go back down and let's roll out to your left. And then go up again, slowly. And keep going all the way up, guys, to the top of that calf. And then obviously the last one we're going to do is we're going to come back and roll the other way. Good job, guys. Just trying to see who we've got here. We've got Linda, Narita, Ben, Justin, Andrew,
Sophia.
I think Brett. Cool. So we should be done the calf now. We're going to do the hamstring a little bit. So we will just go straight up the belly of the hamstring. You won't feel too much, I don't think, until you get close towards the top. It's a hard muscle to stretch. But there is one really important stretch here that we're going to do. It's where the hamstring inserts, or it's the insertion point of the hamstring, which gives lots of people grief. And a lot of people ask me, they get a pain here when they run and they ask how you can stretch it. This is how you can stretch it. So as you move up towards the top of your leg, like you'll find that it's actually quite painful. You can feel, it feels like you're sitting on like a tendon. And you just want to be really careful, but roll as far as you can towards that point where it does feel like it's attaching to the bottom of your bum. And then what I want you to do is just sit on that position and then lean forward, okay? bit of a neural stretch at the same time. So pull your head down slowly. Just shift ever so slightly on that insertion point to see if there's another little point near it, which is also tight, and then just roll onto it and try and let it release when you're in this position. That's it. So maybe 2 or 3 places there that you found quite tender, that hopefully doing that is going to help release it a little bit. And then now what we're going to do is move straight up towards the glute, or onto the glute. Okay, so just keep rolling up now to the bottom of the glute. Just go straight back, don't go onto the side yet. So just sit up straight and then just roll over and then onto the glute. And then straight away you should feel it should be pretty tender as soon as you hit that glute muscle. And just try and let it release. I'm going to roll back a little bit more, right up almost into my lower back. Before I come back, and then rotate to my left. So you're going to go to your left a little bit. We're going to do that again. Now, hopefully you're on the middle, about the middle of your glute on this left side. What I want you to do is just lift your leg up and prop it up on top of your other knee. And then just hold in that position. Yep. And then keep rolling a little bit more. And a little bit more. You'll find the spots. Okay. When you find a spot, really try and just let it go. Now we're going to go just slightly more, rolling to your left a little bit more. We'll go one more time. All right, and now we're in this position, we can go straight into the hip flexor, okay? So I like to do it near the edge of the roller. Put it in right there. And then with this one, just roll, try and get the point or closer towards the point of the roller or towards the edge of it. And then once you've found, maybe need to roll over slightly towards your tummy, but you'll definitely find tightness in there or tenderness. And what you can do is move your leg up and down, or sorry, crossways, sliding it along the floor, and just trying to release those points. And roll further towards your tummy, because you can still stretch that muscle through the front. Just roll up and down, trying to release any points. Keep going on that if you need to. But obviously in this position now, we're set up to go straight into the quad. So we're going to roll down and position the roller just above the top of the knee. Yep. So I'm just going to go one leg. And I'm going to go straight up the middle, just stopping every 2 or 3 inches if I find a sore spot. big day yesterday. I went for a long run, then went for a long run as well. So I did almost 40k long run with, I don't know, I think it was close to 1,000 meters of elevation, which was 80% of that was in the first 59 minutes of the run. So we ran from Archery Road up to the top of Heaton, which is, that's really hilly, that's a difficult run. And then from there we ran all the way down the other side on down Mount Falk Road. So just keep going on the quad, come up and turn to your left and do it again, rolling up slowly. And then we follow the roads back through Cooranbong and wherever that oak thing place is, and I don't know, it seems to take forever on that road. But yeah, it's about 39 or 40k run with heaps of elevation in it. So, but being all at the front, it made the run pretty tough, but a very specific run where I just tried to like get back into good running for the last 30k's, but it's a long run. I had runs from last night, mowed the grass during the day, some stage, and then jammed in work all around that. But I've got a lot more work to do today. So I'm working on an online trial running package, which should be released in about a week to 10 days. But doing it well takes a lot of time. So it's the production side of things that's a bit slow. I've done my bit. But that's trail running program for trail runners anywhere in the world that Salomon's going to release with me. And the first one we're doing is how to accelerate your improvement in 4 areas of trail running. So it should be quite exciting for people, especially people that don't do run though. Okay, so staying on that quad, what we want to do now is an assisted stretch of your opposite foot underneath the leg that's being stretched. Does that make sense? So yeah, you can see my foot there. What I'm going to do is staying on this left quad still, down near the bottom, I'm just going to lift my leg up, holding still. Just lift your leg, and then let it go. And then move 2 inches up, and then do it again. Trying to put as much of your body weight as you can onto that quad. It's not easy. It hurts a little bit, but that's okay. It should be a really good stretch for you. Almost as good as getting a massage in this part, but not quite as good. Nothing beats a really good massage, but we can get fairly close to it. So hopefully you've done that 2 or 3 times. All right, so guess we have to do the next leg, ITB. Centering just above the knee, we're going to go straight up the middle of the ITB. Just roll and release, so 2 or 3 inches and let go. And keep going up to the top. Trying to work out what I'll do this weekend with running, because I don't want to bloody run from home again. I mean, I'm very lucky where I live at the moment, it's close to Glenrock. Like I can literally run from home into Glenrock, but I don't want to run there so much that I hate it for the rest of my life. And there's lots of people running in there, but still it's heaps of room. I mean, it's beautiful. But I think I'm going to drive towards just coming back and then rolling a little bit onto the side and then doing the same thing. I'm going to drive up towards, well, I want to drive up towards Spindle Bay and run around the sand dunes. I'm sure we might want to, but I'm not staying at bloody home again.
Ow.
Hopefully the guys in Sydney are, it's harder for you guys. But still in 30 or 40 minutes you can get to Royal National Park or Bobbin Head in 20 or 30 minutes from the city. So it's definitely some good places that you can run where there's not many people. And also St. Ives, where they do the trail series, it's a pretty easy access point there from the showground. My massage therapist, Dave, or the guy I use most of the time, he's got this thing where he goes, when he knows I'm tight in either my IT, well, yeah, along the ITB or my calves, that's where I get the tightest. He goes, right, we have to do the hold. And like he just sits on the insert, like the base of my ITB, like with heaps of pressure, and he just bloody holds it for like 30 or 40 seconds. But it backs off, like it really works. So try, like if you are really tight through there, when you roll onto the first point where it's tender, if you put as much weight on there as you can bear and hold it for a minute, it works very well in helping you release. All right, so we're going to come onto the left calf and we're just going to start right down near the Achilles and we're going to go straight up the middle. Crazy running around like the places where we normally would run as runners at the moment because there's so many walkers and everyone's fucking narky, like on edge. And like, it's not a run that I would do out on if I go towards a break or anything and it's still early and I'm like trying to keep my distance, do the right thing. Where you don't see someone having a go at someone or you want to have a go at someone because they're bloody blocking the path. My favourite is the people that walk in pairs on a path that's about 1.5 to 2 metres wide. And then what do they expect everyone else to do? Running on the path. Like you've got to run through the middle of them to get around them. So like, I don't understand why people can't walk like a little bit behind each other so that there's a gap. Or the people that stand like that having a discussion, like or a group of them, like they're standing 1.5 metres aside, but on either side of the path, and it's like, okay, well,
And put a dog.
yeah, and put a dog. It's the first time they've been walking in 10 years. It's calf sore.
Yeah.
Roll across,
On my knee.
go up. Yeah, popliteus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't hit that. Behind the knee, a lot of people are very tender, and we will actually just after we finish his calf, we'll go back and do the left and then the right. But we'll do the right one first. Then we'll just have a look at the left one. Certain people have certain parts of the body that I guess something's got to be a weak point. Luckily for me, this isn't one, but I know a lot of people have problems with this and the insertion of the hamstring. anything, mine's probably the Achilles calf area. It's not, I've had very few injuries, but it gets tight and I need to work on it. And they're tender. Quite often they're just tender all the time. Especially at the moment, I'm doing heaps of hill running. So just go onto the back of the knee, the popliteus, and then just roll from side to side, go up and down a little bit. If there's any sore spots there, just try and release them. Yeah, at the moment I am doing a lot more hill running and strength than I would have been doing. And it just places more pressure on my calf and Achilles the way that I run, because I run I'm quite springy, like in my step, which is a good thing, but obviously it's puts lots of pressure on that spring, and when you're running hill reps with the weight and stuff and you're almost on your toes the whole time, yeah, be careful. I'm just going onto my left popliteus. So we didn't really hit that the first time, so I just wanted to go and do that quickly. So just rolling on the back of your left knee, just quickly back to the left side, and then we'll go back to our right side. So just roll around on there. If there's any spots, just release them. I'm try and do your version of my trial group session today, but I'm not really doing that session. I'm going to try and do another weighted hill session, so similar, before I have a recovery day tomorrow. All right, so we're going to go into the hamstring, back on the right side. I still run in a recovery day. Everyone does different things, but normally on a recovery day, I'll do like one 13 to 16 kilometre easy run, like just flat, and at no set pace, just relaxed and hopefully feeling good towards the end of the run. In summer, I do it at the beach in the morning so that I can jump straight in and still do that, but it's a bit hard at the moment. There's just so many people around the beaches and stuff in the morning, just mingling. So I'll just see. Okay, so roll up and then maybe go back down and roll your leg slightly across so that you can go up kind of more the inside, almost the groin. And then what we want to do is just come back. Remember that insertion point that we did on the other side? We've got to do it again now. We get to do another nerve stretch as well. Again. So roll up until you find the point where it's sore or tight. So guys, obviously there's like, I mean, we've already been going for a few minutes, 35 minutes. And, you know, we've only done like half the body, really. But I think the key areas for runners are what we're hitting now. That's the most important stuff. If you're going to do, like, if you're going to be able to release or work on anything, like, and just look out for any warning signs, doing this is a really good starting position. There is plenty more other important things you could do as well. Tight adductors and hips and groins and lower backs, but you know, this is a really good 30 to 40 minutes to just go, is there anything there that's particularly sore? I mean, if it's really sore, you're going to be feeling it when you're running, so you're going to know there's a problem, but you don't really want it to get to that point. But yeah, I think lots of people get problems in the calves, so spend a little bit of time on that. I've got one of those massage guns as well, which I find really good for my hip flexors and calves, and it's got like different attachments so you can really get in, and it's really good actually.
Dave from Aviano wants to show me an iliopsoas release with the massage gun. So I might share that with you guys after you show me. Because iliopsoas is like, it's basically underneath your external abdominals. But it's such an important muscle to get stretched, but it's so difficult to stretch. And if you poke yourself in the stomach, just kind of above your hip bone, and dig in, and then lift your leg up and move it around, that's the muscle that we're talking about. And it almost feels like someone's cutting you with a knife. But there's a particular way that you need to stretch it. It's not just a matter of digging in there and trying to release it, but I'm going to try and find out a way that I can self-do it, because I normally only get it done with a massage. And for me, it's really important. I find that it really helps keep me open as a runner. All right, we're going on to the glutes, aren't we? So rolling straight back. A couple of points straight away. So I'm just going to sit and hold, and then before I move on. So this is like 45 minutes that you can do anytime in your week that suits you. It's not really any right time to do it or wrong time to do it. So it's just finding the time, isn't it? If you ever get a chance, if you are watching television at all, Netflix or anything, it's a good time to do it there. Okay, so just bring that right leg up onto the left knee and just increase the intensity of the stretch. I'm busting for a coffee. I was almost going to get one this morning, but I went running. But still, there's actually a service station near my house that serves coffee from 5 a.m. It's not bad.
Hang on. Just doing a Zoom.
Was that?
Josh.
Keep rolling across. All right, and from that position, we can go to the hip flexor. So I've just got the hip flexors and then the quad, and it'll be done. So come up onto the center first, flat, and then roll up and down until you find a place that is tender, and then just try and release it. And remember to swing your leg. The leg that you're stretching, you want to try and swing that up and down. And then we're going to come up into the quad. So I'm going to start in the center. Weight on. Slowly rolling down. Yeah, I might have to get the vacuum cleaner up here. Before, I'll bring it on Sunday. It's probably one here.
There's one here. Wrong cockroaches.
So we're just going straight up the centre at the moment, guys. And then we'll go back to the start and then just roll a few degrees to one side. Doesn't matter which side you do. And then go up again. Right, and roll on the inside. And then go back to that starting position and we're going to do the assisted stretch of the opposite leg. Okay, so foot underneath, lifting up and release and roll down an inch or so and do it again. Rolling up. Good job. And just to finish, you guys feel welcome to go back and work on anything that was particularly sore, but we'll just do a stretch of the hip flexor. Just so you can hold, if you've got a small roller like this, it works really well, otherwise just a table or chair, just to give yourself a bit of support. And I'm just going to actually come back and grab that quad. Just do more of a stretch here. So I'm going to pull it up towards my bum and then I'm going to kick back into my hand for 3 or 4 seconds. And then I'm going to let go. I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher and kick down into my hand. Again for 3, 4 or 5 seconds. Release and then try and pull it up closer towards your bum. Do exactly the same thing on the other side. And then last quad stretch. Kick. Kicking back. And done. All right, so that's our first run recovery class. Hope to see you again next week, and hope you have a great day. And whoever's doing it later on in the week, have a great time as well. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Glenn.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.